How many flow actions would it take for you to turn the numbers in this email into this super usable JSON? The answer, 1. I got it wrong. See it yourself from Ashish.
Model, and the more people kind of interact with it, play with it, they will learn the art. I call it the dark art.
It's time for you to learn the dark arts. Welcome to PowerCat Live. My name is Phil Topness from the PowerCat team, and I'm here with Ashish from AI Builder. Hey, Ashish.
Hello.
So I have had a ton of fun playing with ChatGPT and Bing Chat Search. It's like magic, right? Talking to a person. I don't really understand how this applies in business. Like, how would I use this during the workday?
So this email is an email that you can imagine in a supply chain situation. You will see container numbers, registration numbers in an email, right? How do you extract this information if you were to extract?
I mean, I guess I'd probably use regular expressions. Not that I know how to write them, though. I have to look on Stack Overflow.
Yeah, we all know they're complicated, and again, I don't know. I didn't study it in school, right? I'm a product manager. Yeah. So, if you were to do this today with OpenAI capabilities or GPT capabilities, you could just tell them all to extract that information.
Okay, you got to show me this.
Let's go ahead. So we are here in AI Builder. You hit the Explore page. It's on the left nav. And you see a collection of models, right?
Wow, there's a lot of models in AI Builder. I don't remember there being that many.
I mean, it can inundate you. So we have different classifications. You have document-related models, you have text-related models, you have vision and prediction. So if you hit on the text models, you see a collection, a smaller subset, and then the top model over there is the Azure OpenAI model.
Got it. Okay.
So you click this and you see a prompt engineering interface. This is for experimentation. People can put in prompts, they can put in context and quickly see a response from the model.
And you've got some templates built in there so people could just start kind of playing around?
There are template prompts or predefined prompts that you can see on the prompt engineering interface itself. They can get you started. Let's pick one of these templates, which is about extracting information from email. So there are two parts to a prompt: an instruction and context, right? So instruction says extract container numbers, registration numbers for me, and then you see a sample email. When we hit on the test it button, you will see that the model start pulling out the information.
Wow. Okay. All right. Now I'm getting it. This is really cool. So then I can just click on that button and use this in a flow. It'll build a flow for me?
Yeah. If you hit the use in flow button, it'll take you to the flow. It'll take you to a predefined template, but we can modify it and we can make it our own.
Now I noticed it put an approval step after the GPT. Why does it have to go through approval?
This is something that we have been thinking deeply about as part of responsible AI and also making it real world, right? These models are still in experimental phases. They're doing great stuff. But what we want to make sure is humans feel comfortable with these models. They feel comfortable around them, right? So they should be used in an assistive fashion in the beginning, where you see what the model is generating, you feel comfortable with it, you hit a button, and your task gets done. So that
still saves you a lot of time. Yeah,
absolutely.
That is magical. But I noticed they were like all by, they weren't broken out container. That's what would be really useful to me, I think, in a work situation.
Absolutely. So one of the things that we have done, especially for this model, and we're super excited about it, we're giving you the power to modify the model output in the flow itself. So here in this action, you see create instruction. So when you click that, it opens the right panel. Right? This is a mini prompt engineering interface right inside the flow. And you can change the prompt here, right? If you don't like the output that it's creating, you can go and tell them all how you want the output to be. So in case you want it as a tabular form where all the containers are listed, you could just tell the model and it'll spit out the output.
Now, what would be really useful is to get these out in a JSON format so I can actually do something in a Cloudflow.
Your wish is my command. So if we can just tell the model.
People I need you to share that concept with.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and tell them all to spit this out in a JSON format. And
what?
The model
So you could take that email, like that random email, bring it out in JSON, and then like put it into Dataverse so you could like use it in an app or do something with it?
Again, yes, absolutely. So again, since it's JSON, you'll have to do some parsing after the model output. But yes, you can absolutely do that.
Awesome. Okay, you have sold me on this for a Cloudflow, right? That was such a simpler way of doing that than I would have imagined, and it keeps me away from regular expressions, which actually brings me a lot of joy. So now I can use this in a Power App too, right?
Absolutely, you can. When you go to Power Apps, you go to Add Data Source, and you see your data sets there and your AI models as well. When you click on AI models, the first model will be this model. So when you click it, it adds it to your app now. But you need to add the model or associate the model to a control, right? So in this case, this button that we are using, the push button, we're going to associate it.
Okay, have it do a trick for us. What are you going to have it do?
Then let me put a question here, which is solar system for a fifth grade. Explain it.
Okay. Question.
And as we hit the model, it will start to produce this output.
That's pretty amazing. It's cool.
Yeah. So now, just for fun, right? This is kind of party trick app. I've created this app with some tones, some styles. Again, in a corporate situation, you can imagine, right? Somebody would want to use their own language, their own kind of style, right?
Yeah.
So again, I'll use funny as the tone and Shakespearean as their style. Then you can also specify size. Do you want a page length, a paragraph, or 2 paragraphs?
Now, what are some of the things that this type of model is good at, and what should people know? Like, what are its boundaries? Like, what are the best ways to maximize this?
Yeah, so we've seen it perform well in summarization scenarios, in extraction capabilities, creating new content kind of capability. When you're trying to respond to customer queries, right? It makes great application there where you can say, create me a draft, generate me a draft, and it'll try to generate a draft response. A human should review it, and then when you feel comfortable, you can change that if you don't like it, and you can send it. So it really short circuits a lot of that manual work otherwise.
And I can see why you focused on prompt engineering, right? Because it does make sense to kind of go back and forth until you see it generating what you like.
Absolutely. Yeah. I was saying prompting is how we interact with the model, and the more people kind of interact with it, play with it, they will learn the art. I call it a dark art that sometimes some people get it, some don't, right? But over the time, you start to kind of work with somebody. It's like working with person, right? You ask the question, you get a response, right? And your relationship builds over time.
It is. Now, Ashish, there's another dark art that we have a tradition of asking about on this show. So I'm going to ask you, what about licensing?
So we have made it really easy. If you're used to using AI Builder, you have AI Builder credit time. It's free for preview, but then at some point of time when we hit GA, it will be for charge, and at that time it will have a burn rate, but it'll consume your AI Builder credits. So again, nothing new to learn there.
So go try it out now and tell Ashish and I in the comments what you did so that we can find out how people are using this model. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure being here.
Thanks for watching, everyone.